Welcome to the Sisters Like Us podcast. I'm Lakin.
And I'm Allie, and we're here to share our perspectives as sisters from two different generations.
So grab a glass of wine
or a bottle,
and let's dive in.
Cheers!
Cheers!
And welcome to milestone episode 20 of the Sisters Like Us podcast.
Episode 20.
Wow. I'm impressed with us.
I am
I'm
too.
going to be honest. Like, we have committed, and I mean, yeah, we're only on episode 20, but I feel like we have a groove, and we're figuring this out.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it too.
I thought it would be fun if so our 10th episode was a Q&A, just a general Q&A that we posted on our Instagram, which I now realize I could also post on the community tab on YouTube. But it was, and we could make a post too if people want to submit there too. But I thought it would be fun if every 10 episodes we just do a general Q&A and we can check in, and it can be a little bit more timely with like what is currently happening. So we have a bunch of questions to go through today, and we're just going to kind of go through them rapid fire. Some of them will probably end up a little bit longer into a discussion, and some of them I think are pretty short.
Let's do it.
So number one, are you a morning or an evening person?
Morning.
Why do you sound so questioning when you say that?
Because I feel like I've always been a morning person.
Okay.
I like the morning.
Okay, me too, for sure.
I just
person.
prefer the morning than the night.
I have no energy by the evening time. And that was like pre-kids too. Like I just have no energy and I don't want to do anything in the evening.
Yeah.
All right, this one is probably loaded for somebody who works in the industry, but favorite part about weddings?
Okay, I have two answers to this. My favorite part about wedding planning, like my job,
Okay.
is we do something called room reveals, which we do 10 minutes before the end of cocktail hour, and we let the couple come into the reception space and just see all of their work come together. And it's just such an amazing moment, and I love to see it. And I also just like love the wedding day because I just love seeing everything come together after like years plus work.
Yeah.
My favorite part about weddings,
Or like your favorite moment?
like in general, or
I don't know. They just put favorite part about weddings.
I will say I love the different vibes and themes that people go with. I love seeing like what someone chooses for their floral and their, just overall vibe. I will say that, it's very black and white and green these days, but
I also just had white florals.
But I will say, like, my venue is very, like, industrial, black, marble type vibes. But I just love seeing everyone's different, I love floral, so maybe just floral.
Maybe that's the answer for you, is florals.
I love flowers.
And that was definitely something, especially for my own wedding, which I'm definitely jumping the gun to a wedding episode. My favorite part about weddings, from a guest perspective, is the dancing. Like, I just love dancing at a wedding. I want the DJ to be awesome. I want it to be a DJ, not a band. Sorry, bands. I want to hear Beyonce sing Beyonce. I love dancing at weddings.
Also, kind of jumping the gun, it's really cool. There's some DJs in Chicago that do a hybrid.
Now, that is cool. I could be open to that.
So they do a DJ, and you could do with, like, an acoustic or with a sax or whatever. Or we also have a company that will do a band, and then like when it hits like 11 we'll switch to a DJ. Yeah.
What do you admire most about the other one?
Well, I feel like what I admire most about you, don't get sad.
I'm probably gonna cry.
Don't get sad.
I am.
I would say probably your dedication and your drive and commitment to your family and just the people around you. I've looked up to you forever.
I was going to say actually something similar, though, about your commitment to people. I feel like you always show up for other people, like whether it's like you go to their birthday parties or you go to their things, like you show up for the people in your life. And I feel like that is really admirable, especially at your age. I feel like people can be really selfish and not do those kinds of things. And I feel like that's really admirable.
Thank you.
Okay, slight deviation, but kind of along the same lines of siblings. Tips for siblings to stay in touch when they don't live in the same place. It's not really a question, but tips when you don't live in the same place. And obviously that was us for the 10 years that I lived in New York. But at the same time, you also went from being 12 to 22. in that span of time that I lived in New York. And
That's
so
a good point.
the tips I could give would be very different depending obviously on how old you were at the time and as technology evolved and we were able to communicate more. But my tip, I have two. One is communicate with whatever is the best form for your sibling. Especially if you have a sibling in a different generation. Like if that sibling wants to communicate via Snapchat or that sibling wants to communicate via TikToks, like to communicate in the best way for them is going to be how you're going to get the most like communication back from that sibling.
Yeah.
And my other tip is kind of a cop out a little bit, but it's to make the most of when you are together and accept that when you are not in the same place, even if you're not talking that often, they're still your sibling. You still love them. They still love you. Your relationship is still there and solid and important, even if you're not talking as often as you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a different relationship than with friends, where when you're with friends, or when you have friends that live in a different place, you kind of feel like you have to keep in touch more often and kind of really make an effort more often. Otherwise, like that friendship will fizzle out, and it's possible that it will. Your relationship with your sibling is not going anywhere, and you will, depending obviously on your family situation, you're going to see each other at some point. Like there's going to be a family thing that you're going to see each other, and just to make the most of those and be in the moment with your siblings and not worry so much about the time that you're not together.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Please address the Stanley Cup trend obsession for Gen Z.
Me?
It says for Gen Z. I am not Gen Z, so.
I don't own a Stanley.
Okay.
So I'll just say that there. I have a off-brand Stanley from Target, like the Simply Modern brand, which I really like. I don't understand why Stanleys are so exciting. I don't have one. I do like the one that's like the dupe. Like it has a handle and like if it's in a cup holder and like all those things. But like I wouldn't pay the $60-$70 for an actual Stanley. Like that's insane.
Yeah, I think in my observation, I guess I would say, because I also don't own one and am not Gen Z, but I think there are also a lot of millennials and even older that own Stanleys. From my perspective, it started from, it was a good product, right? It was small enough that it fit in your car holder, which was never a perk for me because I don't drive. So that was never something that I thought was important. Mm-hmm. It had a handle, which people liked. It had a straw, which is definitely a priority for me. And it kept your water cold, which is also a priority for me. I have always carried around a cup with a straw that kept my water cold. That's always been a priority for me. But I think the Stanley trend stemmed from like, it was a really good product. And then
cute colors.
Social media, yes. And then layer on the cute colors. And then social media hyped it up. And then it became like a hype instead of it being like, I don't know. It kind of reminds me a little bit of this was back when like I was in high school, and actually probably you too to some extent, about Uggs. Don't get me wrong. Are Uggs a great product for the cost that they are?
Still a thing.
Like, but see, here's the thing. I think you need a pair of boots like that, right? Especially if you live somewhere where it's cold and it snows. But do you need Uggs? No.
Well, now it's like platform Uggs.
What?
You've never seen platform Uggs?
No. Why? Oh my god.
We might need to go back to fashion.
Clearly, it's already changed. What happened?
That was last year. That was the thing last year too. It's not new.
It's just Uggs, but
with an extra like 3 inches.
No, thank you.
Sorry, we can't really touch on the Stanley situation.
Yeah, sorry. I don't feel like we have a real good grasp on it.
I mean, there's a new water bottle.
Oh, yeah. That Allie literally drove to Target yesterday to buy, y'all. Now it's a new thing. What is this water bottle called? If you're watching on YouTube, you get to look at it.
This is the Awala water bottle. It is leak-free, obviously. It like goes like this so that you can carry it. And then it pops open and it's a straw and a sippy. So like you don't have to like go like this. You can just drink it like this because it has a straw. Or you can like drink it with your head back.
How much was this water bottle?
So it's actually a funny story. I went for a specific colorway, and they didn't have it. And when I asked, they were like, "Oh, it's at our offsite location, so it won't be here for like a day or two." And I'm like, "Okay, but why does it say it's in stock? Like, that's dumb." Anyways, so I went with this one, but it has a little tiny scratch at the bottom. So as I said, "Can I get like a couple dollars off or whatever?" She gave me 15% off. So it was $20, which is still a lot.
No, $20 is not as bad as like the Stanley prices.
But it's a $27.99 water bottle.
That's not terrible for a high quality water bottle.
And it is high quality. I really enjoy it. But anyways, we're getting on.
But did you really need a new water bottle?
No. My roommate said if one comes in, one goes out. So I had to throw one away yesterday.
I love that she did that.
She
that.
holds me accountable.
Good.
I have very odd things that I obsess over. Water bottles are one of them. This is such a weird thing. Comforters. I will like replace my comforter. And I, for a long time, didn't even sleep under a comforter.
Do you have like an actual comforter or do you have a duvet?
I have an actual comforter. No.
Do you wash it?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know. This is getting off.
I know, we're very off topic because one of my least favorite activities in the entire universe is putting the duvet cover on the duvet.
Yeah.
It is
That's actually
literally
stressing me out just talking about it. I don't think I can talk about it.
Let's the word. No, I have to finish this, especially now that we have a king size bed, which is the best upgrade in the whole world. Like moving from Chicago to New York and being able to have a king size bed, and it is the best. But putting the duvet cover on the king size duvet makes me want to cry every single time. And so I want to get a comforter so that I could just have a comforter.
Mine was from Amazon and it was like $30.
And
it's so comfortable and airy.
But I need it to fit in a washing machine. Maybe it's just the king size is the issue, that I'm nervous that it will not fit in. I mean, in New York, my issue was the size of the washing machine. Now we have like regular size washing machines, but I'm afraid that the king size won't fit in there. And so I don't know. I need to maybe do a little bit more research because I hate the duvet cover. Anyways, let's move on. What was your favorite Christmas gift?
My Kindle.
Yay!
Applause.
I looked at the questions, and so I feel like I should have an answer prepared and ready to go. And I can't even think of what it is. I guess the Christmas gift that I use and wear every single day is a necklace. So we talked in the last Q&A episode, somebody actually had asked about like what was on your Christmas wish list. So this is kind of like, for no pun intended, wrapping up on that. Haha. And so we talked in that episode, actually it may have been in the holiday episode, about how we do Secret Santa among our siblings. And that this was the first year that our future sister-in-law was a part of it, and she actually got me. You got her, and she got me, so that is funny. I guess Mom wanted to keep her on the girl side for her first year. I'm not convinced Mom randomizes it. I'm convinced she like picks who gets who. Anyways, so Lindsay had me, and obviously her gifts were so thoughtful, and one of them was a necklace that says Mama, and I love it, and I wear it almost every single day. Speaking of questions that we talked about on the last Q&A, did you get out of your reading slump? If so, what book did you read?
Yes. So I finally got out of my reading slump because I got a Kindle. It is so nice. Again, not a Kindle ad.
Yeah. The last time we talked about this, it was like, Kindle.
I'm like, it is so nice to have my book at my fingertips. No, but for real. I read Book Lovers, which Lakin had read, and we've talked about Emily Henry before.
On the reading episode, we talked a lot about it, and I think
still not in love with
no,
her
me
writing
neither.
style. Like, I still like Holly Hoover better.
Okay, that's fair.
But Book Lovers was cute, and then I read because my friend Maggie also got a Kindle for Christmas. She said that she read Housemaid by Frida McFadden, and I was like, oh, okay, like, I'll read that. And so I read that in, like, a day.
And then she did it because she read it on Kindle Unlimited. She's doing, like, the free trial of Kindle Unlimited. So it's connected. We all use the same Amazon account. Surprise, surprise. And so after she read it, then she told Mom to read it. And so then Mom read it in, like, a day while she was on a vacation. And then I read it in like a day when I went on a vacation.
Yeah. And then I read the second one, which is Housemaid's Secret, which, again, then Lakin read, and then
Now Mom is reading now.
Mom is currently reading.
Yeah.
So I guess we are still doing a book club. It's just not It's not a commitment.
It's not like you said in the reading episode, you don't like reading on a timeline. So it's not like you have to read this book and you have to finish it by this day. It's like, if we read a book that we like and we recommend it to the other person or the other two of us, and then we read it and then we can chat about it.
Yeah. And right now I'm reading just like a little romance novel, but I'm also trying to read Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. But I still, on my reading list for this year, really want to read A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Me too.
Thorns and Roses, that whole series. So
we're going to do it, y'all. We are going to do it.
It's just, because I'm out of my reading slump, I kind of just want to like read all of these things, and I don't want to like commit to a series yet, but I will read it.
It's also interesting. Was I watching a YouTube video or was I listening to a podcast? I can't remember now. About somebody talking about like setting reading book goals. And I know we talked about this a little bit in our goal episode about like a quantity of books. Mm-hmm. And then, but if you are somebody who sets like a big giant number, like 50 books or 100 books or whatever it is, but then you read these really long books like A Court of Thorns and Roses, the actual book is really, really long, then it's harder to hit that goal. And so it can demotivate you from reading these really long books because then you're like, oh, but I want to hit my book goal, but it's going to take me a long time to get through this really, really long book. I don't know if that's what's holding you back, or you just want to
It's not how long the book is. It's just, I don't not like series. I would rather read different books all the time than read like a whole series of books.
Interesting, because I would rather read a series because it really helps me just keep that reading momentum because I don't have to decide what to read next. I just read the next book in the series.
That's a good way to think of it.
Yeah. So I actually would prefer a series over anything. I actually have a whole list of like on a notes app on my phone of like series I want to read, book series. All right, last question. What are you most looking forward to in 2024? So I feel like I'm cheating a little bit because I actually did a whole YouTube video on my channel about 10 things that I'm looking forward to in 2024. So I actually have a whole list of 10 if you want to go watch that YouTube video, shameless plug, of all the things I'm looking forward to. But the biggest one is being able to travel with our little one. Both my husband and I love to travel, and being able to take her, like when I booked her first plane ticket, it like made me so happy inside, like Aww. To be like, oh, this is her first plane ride. So right now we only have plans to go visit like family or New York, which is basically family. We are planning to go to Houston. We have plans to go to New York and then down to San Antonio and Corpus, which is where my dad and stepmom live. But I'm excited to take her on trips and start her little travel life. We also got her like rewards numbers for the airlines that we booked, which, I mean, you can start earning points. Like my parents did that. My dad did anyway, because I don't know that, because your reaction, maybe you didn't have one.
No.
My dad definitely did that. I've had an American Airlines rewards number since I was like a little kid.
I created all of those myself. I never got those.
So then my dad must have been the one to do mine because I have had some of those numbers for a very long time.
Not me.
Yes, I literally made Lila she has a Southwest Rapids rewards number and a American Airlines rewards number.
Lucky her.
Isn't that amazing? I'm so excited.
I feel like mine kind of connects to both of those. I have two. I think one, I'm really excited about going to Italy. If you didn't listen to the last episode, I talked about how I'm going to Italy this year. First time going to Europe, so that's definitely what I'm super excited about. Just excited to explore a new area of the world. And this is kind of sappy, but like I'm just so excited to see the peanut grow.
Aww.
And sometimes I, think about like, wow, she's really just here. Like, she's not going anywhere. Like, she's just going to get larger and grow more. And it's just crazy, like, that it's just the new norm.
That she just is part of our life.
She just is in existence.
Yeah.
So.
That was on my YouTube video, too. I didn't bring it up here, but seeing her, like, hit her milestones and, like, all of her firsts. And we were talking earlier today about, like, her first solid foods and her first steps, and all of those things are all going to happen this year. I mean, going from being a 4-month-old on January 1st to a 16-month-old by the end of the year is a huge, huge change.
Yeah.
So she's going to grow a lot. All right. Well, that was fun. I feel like these Q&A episodes are just like fun hodgepodge of topics and things to talk about. And so I think as long as y'all enjoy them and we still get questions, we will continue to do them every 10 episodes.
Yeah, definitely keep sending us your questions. You don't have to wait for like us to post a question box.
Yeah, you can send it whenever
Yeah.
and we'll throw it into one of these questions was something that came totally random at like somebody asked on a comment and I saved it for this Q&A.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
continue to do all the things, comment, like, and subscribe if you're here on YouTube, rate and review if you are on a podcast platform. We appreciate all of you so much. I cannot believe we've done 20 episodes. And lots more to come.
Yes, thank you guys.
See you next week.